Be extremely subtle, even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's maxim extols the virtues of subtlety and mystery within the art of strategy. To be formless is to remain adaptable, evading the opponent's attempts to predict and counteract one's moves. Soundlessness advocates for stealth and the element of surprise, suggesting that silence can confound and mislead an adversary. Tzu's philosophy promotes the idea that an unpredictable and enigmatic approach can grant one control over an opponent's actions, as uncertainty can lead to fear, hesitation, and errors. This principle transcends warfare, applicable to various competitive scenarios, including business, sports, and negotiation. The underlying insight is the power of indeterminacy and the strategic advantage gained by withholding intentions. The lesson learned is that by avoiding predictability, one maintains the upper hand. In practice, this calls for flexibility, discretion, and the cultivation of an aura that keeps others guessing, ultimately steering the outcome of engagements in one's favor. Pretend inferiority and encourage his arrogance. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's stratagem of feigning inferiority to foster an opponent's arrogance is a psychological tactic leveraging human nature's propensity toward underestimation. By pretending to be weak, one can induce overconfidence in the adversary, leading them to become complacent, less vigilant, and more prone to mistakes. This tactic is rooted in the art of deception, a key theme in Sun Tzu's teachings. The insight here is the manipulation of ego and perception to gain a tactical advantage. This approach is applicable in various competitive fields beyond warfare, such as in business negotiations, sports, or legal strategy, where misleading an opponent regarding one's true strength can result in their downfall. The lesson is twofold. First, the importance of humility and the recognition that appearances can be deceiving. Second, the strategic use of psychological insight to control and exploit the dynamics of power and influence. If your opponent is of choleric temper, irritate him. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's advice, if your opponent is of choleric temper, irritate him, serves as a tactical principle. Exploit your opponent's emotional vulnerabilities. The choleric temper, characterized by quickness to anger, is seen as a weakness in the context of strategy. By intentionally irritating such an opponent, you can provoke rash and ill-considered actions, diminishing their ability to think logically and strategically. This tactic is about controlling the psychological battlefield. An agitated adversary is likely to make hasty decisions, allowing a calm and composed strategist to capitalize on these errors. It underlines the importance of emotional intelligence in conflict. Understanding and manipulating emotions can be as crucial as superior firepower or resources. In broader applications, such as business or negotiation, this principle advocates for the tactical use of pressure to destabilize competitors or negotiating parties. The overarching lesson is that victory often lies in the mind rather than in physical strength or even resources. By mastering psychological warfare, one can steer the outcome of confrontations. Know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's dictum, know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without disaster, encapsulates the essence of strategic preparedness. It suggests that comprehensive knowledge of one's own capabilities and limitations, as well as a deep understanding of the opponent's strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies, is critical to consistent success in any competitive endeavor. This principle emphasizes the importance of self-awareness and the analysis of adversaries to anticipate their actions and prepare effective countermeasures. It is not merely the knowledge of the other's tactics that is crucial, but also an introspective understanding of one's own position, which includes resources, morale, and strategic acumen. In a broader context, This wisdom can be applied to personal and professional challenges. Whether in business, politics, or personal relationships, informed awareness equips individuals with the foresight to navigate complexities and avoid pitfalls. The lesson is that through vigilance and self-reflection, one can approach conflicts with a strategic mindset, ensuring stability and success across multiple scenarios. A good commander is benevolent and unconcerned with fame. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's characterization of a good commander highlights the virtues of benevolence and humility. In this context, benevolence is the quality of genuinely caring for the welfare of one's subordinates, which in turn fosters loyalty, morale, and a cohesive unit. An effective leader prioritizes the well-being of their troops over personal gain or glory. The disdain for fame underscores the principle that a true leader seeks effectiveness and results rather than personal accolades. Such unconcern for fame suggests a focus on the collective success of the group and the mission over individual recognition. This approach discourages ego-driven decisions that may jeopardize the greater good for the sake of personal legacy. These qualities are universally applicable to leadership in any context. Leaders who exhibit compassion and selflessness inspire trust and respect, which can lead to higher performance and better outcomes. The lesson here is that leadership is about service and responsibility, not personal aggrandizement, and that the best leaders elevate the needs of their team and objectives above their own desire for fame. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's counsel, "If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near," is a tactical deception aimed at manipulating the enemy's perception and thereby their strategic planning and readiness. By creating the illusion of proximity, a commander can induce stress, hastiness, and potentially force the enemy into a defensive posture. This psychological maneuver exploits the human tendency to react to perceived threats, often erratically. It compels the enemy to prepare for an immediate confrontation, which can exhaust their resources, disrupt their long-term strategies, and instill a sense of urgency that may lead to mistakes. Beyond the battlefield, this principle finds relevance in business, sports, and politics, where feigning strength or presence can alter the behavior of competitors or opponents. It illustrates the power of information, both true and false, in shaping decisions and actions. The underlying lesson is the strategic use of misinformation to gain an advantage, while also highlighting the importance of discerning the true intentions and capabilities of others. Prohibit the taking of omens, and do away with superstitious doubts. Then, until death itself comes, no calamity need be feared. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's advice to prohibit the taking of omens and do away with superstitious doubts underscores the importance of rational decision-making and strategy. He implies that reliance on omens and superstitions introduces unnecessary fear and doubt, which can undermine morale and lead to indecision or poor choices on the battlefield. By advocating for the elimination of these practices, Sun Tzu promotes a mindset focused on tangible factors and strategic calculations rather than the unpredictable and often fear-inducing interpretations of omens. This approach encourages leaders to base their decisions on intelligence, planning, and reasoned analysis, a methodology that can be applied consistently as opposed to the erratic and often unfounded nature of superstitions. In broader terms, this principle encourages critical thinking and confidence in one's abilities and strategies. It suggests that when decisions are made free from the constraints of unfounded beliefs, leaders can face challenges with a clear mind, unclouded by irrational fears, thereby reducing the likelihood of self-inflicted disasters. The lesson is to trust in preparation and knowledge rather than chance or fate, a principle that remains relevant across various aspects of life. He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's advice to prohibit the taking of omens and do away with superstitious doubts underscores the importance of rational decision-making and strategy. He implies that reliance on omens and superstitions introduces unnecessary fear and doubt, which can undermine morale and lead to indecision or poor choices on the battlefield. By advocating for the elimination of these practices, Sun Tzu promotes a mindset focused on tangible factors and strategic calculations rather than the unpredictable and often fear-inducing interpretations of omens. This approach encourages leaders to base their decisions on intelligence, planning, and reasoned analysis, a methodology that can be applied consistently as opposed to the erratic and often unfounded nature of superstitions. In broader terms, this principle encourages critical thinking and confidence in one's abilities and strategies. It suggests that when decisions are made free from the constraints of unfounded beliefs, leaders can face challenges with a clear mind, unclouded by irrational fears, thereby reducing the likelihood of self-inflicted disasters. The lesson is to trust in preparation and knowledge rather than chance or fate, a principle that remains relevant across various aspects of life. The enlightened ruler is heedful, and the good general full of caution. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's reference to the enlightened ruler and good general being heedful and full of caution conveys the idea that wisdom and leadership is characterized by careful consideration and vigilance. An enlightened ruler is one who is aware and mindful of the broader implications of their decisions, while a good general exercises prudence, especially in matters of conflict. This caution is not born out of fear, but out of respect for the complexity and unpredictability inherent in managing a state or commanding an army. It is a reminder that even seemingly small decisions can have large, unforeseen consequences. By being heedful, leaders can better anticipate potential challenges and prepare for them, thereby avoiding rash actions that can lead to disaster. The principle advocates for a balanced approach to leadership, where confidence is tempered with humility and action is informed by foresight. It suggests that the best leaders are those who contemplate the ramifications of their actions deeply and proceed with careful thought, ensuring their decisions are as informed and strategic as possible. Balk the enemy's power, force him to reveal himself. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's strategy of balking the enemy's power refers to obstructing or undermining the enemy's strength, compelling them to respond, and thereby exposing their strategies, capabilities, or intentions. By disrupting the enemy's plans and forcing them into action, you can gain valuable intelligence about their operations and state of readiness. This tactic is based on the principle that when an opponent is compelled to react, they may do so in a way that is revealing. For example, if you cut off their supply lines, they may be forced to engage in battle prematurely or retreat, thereby providing insights into their logistics and morale. Similarly, in a business context, applying pressure on a competitor might force them to reveal their market strategy or financial position. The underlying concept is that indirect actions can be more revealing than direct engagement. By forcing the enemy to commit to a course of action, a skillful leader can learn about weaknesses and strengths that are otherwise hidden. This information can then be used to craft a more effective and targeted strategy for ultimate victory. For them to perceive the advantage of defeating the enemy, they must also have their rewards. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu's statement on rewards underscores the importance of motivation in achieving strategic objectives. He posits that for troops to recognize and strive for the benefits of victory, they must be incentivized beyond the abstract concept of success. This incentive takes the form of tangible rewards that make the goal more immediately desirable and personal. In any organization or endeavor, the principle of providing rewards to encourage desired outcomes is fundamental. It's not enough for leaders to understand the strategic advantages of their goals. They must also ensure that those executing the plan see the direct benefits to themselves. Rewards serve as a form of positive reinforcement, aligning individual interests with the larger objectives at hand. Beyond military application, this concept is evident in modern business practices such as performance bonuses, employee recognition programs, and career advancement opportunities. The lesson is that visible and meaningful incentives can drive motivation, improve morale, and enhance performance, ultimately contributing to the collective success of the team or organization. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look on them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you even unto death. Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu here emphasizes the profound impact of compassionate leadership on loyalty and dedication. By treating soldiers with the care and concern one would show their own children, a leader fosters deep trust and commitment. This parental metaphor suggests that the bonds between commander and subordinate can be strengthened beyond mere duty to genuine emotional connection. The principle suggests that when leaders invest in the well-being of their people, demonstrating a genuine concern for their lives and interests, they cultivate an environment of mutual respect and loyalty. Soldiers, or by extension employees or team members, who feel valued are more likely to go above and beyond, undertaking tasks with a sense of personal stake and unwavering dedication, even in the face of great challenges or dangers. In contemporary terms, this philosophy encourages leaders in any field to create strong, empathetic relationships with those they lead. The lesson is that the most effective leadership is built on a foundation of care and respect, which in turn inspires a level of commitment that mere transactional relationships rarely achieve.